Hi, welcome to Ecus Cloud. This is Jagadish Mupati. Today I'm going to talk about the advantages of virtualization. In the previous video, we looked at what is virtualization. We are going to talk about the advantages of virtualization. Virtualization is a very old topic, but this has been the clear backbone of the cloud computing, what we are all using today. So we looked at virtualization, the different types of the hypervisors. So we are going to talk about advantages of virtualization. Virtualization is nothing but adding multiple virtual machines on a physical machine. So it's maybe like deriving, we could define the virtualization as deriving the hardware resources from the host machine and creating multiple virtual machines for the performance criteria. So by doing that, we are going to look at what are the advantages of the virtualization. So because we are maximizing the resources of the existing physical hardware from the host machine, we are going to use better use of the resources. That means rather than having multiple physical servers, we are going to have a lot of virtual machines or virtual servers from the physical hardware, what we got already. So that means it's better use of resources. Using virtualization, the organization can able to reduce the number of servers from large number of servers to a less number of servers, less physical space. Basically, if you look at it, the more hardware you want to add, more servers you want to add into the data center, you're probably consuming a lot of physical space. But by going virtualization, we can able to reduce the number of, reduce the physical space required for the data center. Less energy consumed. What does it mean by that? Obviously, we are, because of the virtualization, we'll be using a host machine, and then the rest of the machines, the virtual machines, will be deriving resources from the host machine using the hypervisor software, which is acting as an abstraction layer in between. By doing this, we are not consuming more energy by using multiple hardware servers. We are using less energy because we are only consuming the energy which is used by the physical host. Obviously, reduced cost. Using virtualization, the organization can able to lower the cost, the operating cost, the maintenance cost, and also in terms of the resources, the manpower. If you have hundreds of servers, obviously you need more people to manage those servers. Physically going there, to either to do the network cabling or maintain the actual hardware. By going virtualization, you are reducing the overall cost, the operating cost, the manpower, the maintenance part of it. Faster server provisioning. What do you mean by that? Yes, we can able to spin multiple virtual machines with a few clicks using the software provided, rather than waiting for a physical hardware, and then you have to commission the hardware by installing the various different operating system. So by going by virtualization, we are going to do faster server provisioning and quicker. Everything can happen in quicker and faster. So using virtualization, the organization does not have to wait for weeks for an email server to be delivered. That is just an example. Improved disaster recovery. So we also talked about spinning multiple VMs out of it. What if the host machine itself will go down? What happens to the VMs? So the VMs can be easily transported between hypervisors by even while they are live. So this will have a significant impact in terms of the disaster recovery. So we can able to transfer machines across different hypervisors. By doing this, we can have a better, robust disaster recovery. Support for legacy platforms. What do you mean by that? It's mainly for, if you go for the type 2 hypervisors, wherein the host machine operating system will have the hypervisor software, which will spin out multiple virtual machines, and each virtual machines can have different operating systems. So one can have Linux, one can have Ubuntu, one can have Windows. And again, in Windows, you can run multiple versions of different software, Windows 7, Windows 10, even the older versions of the Windows platform as well. This helps across many teams, many organizations to run certain software which are pinned down to certain operating systems. So we should be able to do all that using virtualization, which is a major advantage for us. Backup and restore. This is again, it'll be much easier compared to the real world of the physical servers, because we can able to easily take the backup of the entire virtual machine, not only the data, and move across the hypervisors. And then we can able to restore as well. Now, of course, we will have a fast performance, because we are running multiple VMs across from the host machine. The latency will be much faster if we use a bare metal hypervisor. So this is an added advantage as well, and easy administration. So we will be having one central console to manage all of these virtual machines. So it will be an easy administration rather than managing hundreds of servers. Okay, so we looked at a lot of benefits of the virtualization, which is the backbone of the cloud computing. We're going to look at some of the terminology used, which we have learned across while we are learning the virtualization part of it. What is a type 1 hypervisor? This is the one where in the host machine, rather than having its own operating system, the hypervisor will sit on the hardware itself, which will help in consuming the resources from the physical hardware and then start allocating those to the virtual machines. Type 1 hypervisors are very low in latency, and industry-wide these one are used, the type 1 hypervisors. Typically used when describing hypervisor used in server virtualization. What is type 2 hypervisor? This one is more like client-side hosted virtualization. What do you mean by that? So this is a type of a hypervisor where it will be installed on top of the host machine operating system. So typically when you spin around virtual machines on top of it, these type of hypervisors are mainly used for development and testing, where people can able to run spin multiple virtual machines, where either end user or organization can able to go there and install the required software and perform the required development and testing. This is not mainly used in the production environment, but mainly used in end user or developer pieces to perform the development or testing. What is hypervisor? Hypervisor is a software or an abstract layer which sits between the host physical hardware and then the virtual machines. This is the one which is going to pull out resources from the host physical hardware and start allocating it to the virtual machines. So this is the type of software as well. What do you mean by guest operating system? This is the operating system which are running on the VM. So all the VMs which we are running out of the host operating system, they are called guest OS. What is host OS? Host OS is the one where actual physical hardware resources will be start allocating to the virtual machine. So this is the operating system of the host computer. This is the physical computer controlled by user. What do you mean by virtual machine? This is the computer that exists within the computer. So you're going to spin around multiple VMs from the physical computer, the physical hardware, and that is what is called a virtual machine. And that concludes the advantages of the virtualization. And we looked at some of the terminology used across the industry when it comes to the virtualization. So thank you for listening.